Hello guys.
Hi.
What's your favourite UK vape show and how do people view that?
Excuse me, sir, how did you get the microphone? That's Rick, everybody, from the Ideal Home Show. They do a lovely webcast here, and let's just go ahead and give it up for the Ideal
Home Show.
Oh, streak.
Whichever one of you bastards made that bloody fucking intro.
It's always Rick.
He's always done it.
Always Rick. Always Rick. He lives in Kent. Just get a Kent knock on every door.
Hello. Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 76 of the Ideal Home Show.
Hey!
The UK's most watched vaping live show.
And definitely the most enjoyed live vape show.
It's not all about hand checks and unobtainable mods. It's just about four blokes having a good time. Today we have Rick from modmaker.co.uk.
Hello.
John from justadnick.co.uk. And Gus, special guest Gus, our squonking expert, who's going to mainly be talking about squonking.
We'll be talking about 14 milliliters and that's it.
Yeah. Okay, John, how's your week been? What did you have for dinner? And what are you vaping on? Oh, and how was your jam in a sentence?
It was brilliantly fun. That was shit. That was some bad English. How's my week been? Fucking knackered because so I finished work Thursday night like 4:30 for 5 o'clock. Drove to Jam. Was at Jam Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night. Drove home, got home at 4 o'clock on Sunday afternoon. Went to sleep, woke up, went to work. So it was, Monday morning waking up was like being peeled off the covers. Totally fucked. In case the security footage leaks, I fell in a box on Tuesday. Yeah. I went to sit on a box that I thought was full and it was empty. And I went in it and my little legs were sticking out the top. And I really fucked my back up. But yeah, it was a good week. Good week. No, it was a good week at Just Adnick, I will say that. I'd always love seeing everybody getting their post
UK.
Yeah. What did I have for dinner? I had leftover spaghetti bolognese for dinner. That's what I had. I made the pasta, obviously, and then added the leftover bolognese to the mix. Looks nice.
Not spag bowl, but a spag bowl.
Yeah, spag ball.
Oh.
What am I vaping on? I'm vaping on stuff. I'll show I've got quite the lineup today. Right. Well, I'm going to kind of show it like that for now. It is my artisan. Ooh, and it's got an Origin tiny tank on the top. So it's actually tiny.
Nice.
But it's fugglier than you think. Because this is a 16, it's 16 mil. There's a big gap around it, but you can't really catch that. But
that's a giant tank compared to Gus. What Gus uses 16 mil.
I'm using a 22 millimeter that here, you cheeky swine.
I will say, and the Origin tiny tank was sent to me by Joe Michel. I'm going to go with Michel, who's a member of iOS and SV. He saw me miss one on the trades page, and then he sent me a message saying, "Did you want one?" And I said, "Yeah." And he said, "Well, you can have mine for free." So he sent me that for nothing because he knew I wanted it, and he got it in a trade a while ago. Chris Brown bunged it in. So thank you, Chris Brown and Joe McCall, for sorting out that. That's wicked. And the flavour on it is ridiculously fantastic, and it's TPD compliant because it's like 2 mil. So.
Is that Chris Brown as in the jouster Chris Brown?
That is the jouster.
He's your Welsh friend, isn't he, Gus? Chris Brown?
Nice from Derby, mate.
Oh.
But he's a lovely fella, and he's sending me the spares for it. Chris Brown is very good because he found them. Well, he said, I think they're the spares. If they're not, spare O-rings, isn't it? A couple of screws, it'd be all right. Next thing I have got, I got that the weekend. I got a mod maker shiner, modmaker.co.uk. I got a shiner. And I put it on my RX 200, and on top of that is the Dot Mod Petri V2. And in that is Gambino by Wise Guys.
Yes.
And the Wise Guys sorted us all out with a bottle of liquid. I'll check my phone. So everyone's got a bottle, so they're probably all vaping it. So I was just checking because they've done something for you all. They sorted us all out with a bottle, and the bottles are what it is. You get 50 ml in a bottle, and then you get a 10 ml nick shot with it. You pour the nick shot into the bottle, give it a shake, and then you've got 60 ml, 3 milligram liquid. I nicked this up, so this is actually 12 milligram now. But it's the flavour of Gambino is sort of. Let me just have another quick taste. To me, I'm going to go with, not the description, is
two kinds of apple.
Oldie worldy. Well, this tastes like an oldie worldy bubblegum, actually. It's really nice. I really like it. There's like a sweetie kind of taste to it. And I'm not even shitting. We all tried them. We all tried them on the back of our hands when we first got them, as you do. Little dot and a lick. And I liked it. Started vaping it, and it's really good. But for the Humphrey is going to post on the Facebook page in a second a link to the Wise Guys liquids, and they've actually done a discount for Ideal Own Show viewers. It's 20% off on their website, and the code is one word. That's not a nano.
Brilliant.
So they've got 20% off, and the code is that's not a nano. No, so it's THATSNOTANANO. That's not a nano. That's their code. And that's that. I thought I'd just give that a quick plug. What have I got in here? I don't even know what I've got in here. Oh, I do. Next thing I've got is my billet box with an. I've got loads of shit today with an extra set in it. Look at that. I've got a shine on one side, on the other side, and I've got raspberry and lime twist by the Ice Cream Man.
Proper gear.
Oh, nice. I haven't tried that one yet.
Oh, it's absolutely cracking. Like.
I'll have to get that one. Yeah.
It really is.
Very good. You'd think twist a lolly, but it isn't. In my humble opinion, you get the lime at the end, not the start. It's really quite good.
Yeah, is that that's the one Craig raves about as well, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
He was a Raspberry Ripple fan, wasn't he?
Yeah. Anything with raspberry in from them, he loves.
It is good. Oh yeah, I think it's very similar raspberry, but the lime comes at the end for some reason. What's the only thing I've seen that? Oh, I've got an Evolver by Darwin Mods that I put a carbine on. A carbine. I've got a tip from Golden Vape on the top that I was given at the weekend. It's just very cool. And in that, I've got Helen by Lane Cove, which Ruby kindly gave me at VapeJam at the weekend, which is raspberry, and I don't even know what they're called, but they're those little licorice twists you can buy in America.
Oh yeah, I know what you mean.
There's a picture on the bottom. My camera's probably fucking Minecraft, but they're the little twists. I nicked that up as well. That's 3 milligram, but it's not now. It's 12. Well,
it could actually, that ATI you're using now, I'd actually say that is a nano.
Yeah.
That one.
Or compared to the mod.
Well, compared to the Vapor Giant Nano, it's a
No,
nano.
that origin is definitely.
Speaking of that, the last thing I've got is Raspberry Mint in the Dacus flask. Mike Dacus, who we saw at the weekend, who is a very cool man.
Yeah,
He came out with
cool
us
man.
drinking.
Yeah.
He's awesome. I really like Mike. I want to be like Mike. And yeah, that's in the Vape Giant Nano on top of the Dacus. We keep doing that, and I was corrected at the weekend. Though Mike doesn't mind which way you say it, but his last name is definitely Dacus.
Right. Okay.
Ah.
Sorry, Mike. We've been getting that wrong for donkeys.
Yes. But his name is Dacus. But he says everybody does it. Don't worry about it. He doesn't care. But it's Dacus. Richard! Sorry, that was the longest handshake. It wasn't that long. 11 minutes. Yeah.
I was going to ask you what you're using on your hair, John. You know, that footballer's bar that you've got going on there.
That is, I've been doing it for about 7 years or something, Gus. So
It's never been that spiky, mate.
Yeah.
Not that I've ever seen.
It has.
I don't know, John. I think he's onto something.
It definitely has. It's getting long. It turns into sort of Ace Ventura after about like 4 weeks without a haircut. It's a bit.
It looks a bit Stan Laurel-like, I think.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
And
No, for me, it's just been like a sort of championship footballer and a sort of new metal singer, the sort of later days of new metal, you know?
well, I think it's L'Oreal hair putty if you want to get some for yourself, Gus.
Oh, yeah. I do actually have hair. I just choose to shave my head because it's so warm here. Yeah, cheeky swine.
You can't see. A lot of people just turn their laptop upside down to see what that looks like. Richard, how's your week been? What do you have? Did you have rice for lunch? When's the last time you played football? What are you vaping on?
Yeah. Okay. What? Lunch. For lunch, I had a burger.
A burger?
Yeah.
What?
Went to the pub for lunch.
Burger and a pint. Wasn't
The
it?
hell's going on?
Don't they sell rice at the pub or something?
Last time I took my own microwave and they weren't happy. So yeah. So a burger, a Guinness. The Guinness was pictured. Yeah, that was that. It was all right. It was good. It was good. It had gherkins in. Started a fascinating gherkin chat, but I won't get into it now.
What burger? Your burger had gherkins in it.
Yeah.
See,
You're not going to talk about McDonald's. Did you used to do it when we were younger? You take the gherkin out of a McDonald's burger and you'd like throw it at the window.
Oh, vandal! I eat my gherkins. My wife is a gherkin fan as well.
Oh, that's wrong.
I don't mind a gherkin now, but as a young'un,
Gherkins with chili in. You know the ones you can buy?
Yeah.
Oh.
And
I'm quite partial
not,
to a Cornichon as well, to be honest.
Like
the chat was that it's not actually a vegetable.
No, it's a fruit. It's a cucumber.
Fruit, yeah.
Yeah, it's not actually its own thing. It's just that once it's pickled, it's renamed.
You're one of those people who does this because I do that with nuts. When you go, it's not actually a nut. That.
Yeah. I said that to my brother. He shouted, "I don't give a shit," in a really quiet place.
Yeah,
Peanuts aren't a nut, are they? They're a legume.
Almonds, not a nut. No. Brazil nuts a nut.
But no, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I knew that it was like a cucumber fruity thing, but I didn't realise it literally is just renamed part of the making process.
Yes.
It's a bit random. But that's that.
Yeah.
What were the other questions? Football. Yeah, I'm done with football now. That's it. Finished playing football. I played my last
You
game.
hung up your boots.
Hung up my boots, literally. Yeah. So that's that. That's done.
Did you get banned for a violent tackle?
No, I just I can't walk afterwards, and I'm taking that as a sign that I'm supposed to not do it.
You're only about 16 though.
I know. I know. I'm the John Hartson of village football.
Not really. You're not Welsh ginger and
No, Dean Ashton.
built like a brick.
So we Dean Ashton.
Yeah.
What is that? It? Did I just do what I'm
What
vaping
are
now?
you vaping on that? Yeah. We may as well. We're here.
Right. Okay, so I've got my Dakars as before, but I've now got the Hurricane on because I've got a new tip from Bezzy, Golden Vape. Yeah, get in touch with him if you want a drip tip. This is awesome, solid, and a perfect match.
Bessie and Sean, who like they were around the
Sean,
whole
Bezzy,
way. They're really awesome.
Bessie and Sean. They
They
were
are lovely. We love
lovely
Bessie and Sean.
Yeah. Yeah, but if you actually want to get in touch, do it through Bessie's Facebook.
Yeah.
Bessie Goldsmith.
That's right. Yeah, and they're on the group. So yeah, that tip's great and perfect match. So I'm happy with that. Also vaping on Redditor with the new Cleto XO.
That's an exclusive getting that, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is a lot better looking than the Cleto, I will say. Just for me, personally.
It is, yeah. But it is a bit of a Nautilus 2 job though.
Yes. Yeah.
Because the only actual difference is there's a new coil that comes with it. So
it's the same thread, isn't it?
Yeah, the original Cleto coils fit in it, so you can.
Which is brilliant.
So just like the Nautilus 2, you can completely replicate the vaping.
There wasn't even a new coil.
Well, there was that 0.7 coil, wasn't there?
Oh, is that a new one? It is a lot better.
New. Yeah.
Only 1 out of 5. Shit.
So it's a funny one. I mean, there's non-adjustable airflow, 2 mil capacity. Yeah, and it's a very wide open airflow as well. All that round there, and then on both sides. But I suppose it's easy to pick holes at. But I've got to say the vape is very, very nice.
Is it 22 mil as well?
23.5.
Oh, I was thinking that. Oh no, it would. I was thinking it looked good in the Night V2, but it would fit actually. Just.
We're going to have Stuart from Wicklicker. He did a lot of design work on that. We're going to have him on the show soon to go through it, I think.
The most important thing is it looks great and it vapes great. Like there's things you can hold against it, but the vape's fantastic.
I don't know why they've even got airflow control on the normal Cleto, because I just have it wide open all the time anyway.
I think that's the logic that they've come to.
I think that the Cleto, the original, this one, you won't be able to see because of my shitty camera. I would take it. I've got it at it's open by about 2.5 mil now, but I prefer it at 1, but it whistles at 1 because there's no baffle on the airflow, so you can't.
In that case, this is no good for you at all, because this is double that. This must be double that. It's very, very airy, but yeah, great vape though. Just like John, I've got Wise Guys, Bugsy, and I really like mine as well. I actually picked mine though, so I suppose that's cheating. But yeah, it's like a vanilla flavor, Bugsy, and I'm dripping it on the Hexome with the Velocity. Yeah, I really like it indeed. It's very nice. So everyone check out the Facebook thing. And I've got, but it's all about this tonight. It's all about the Voopoo.
The Voopoo.
The Voopoo. The Voopoo drag.
I drag your Voopoo, do you?
It's yeah. So Voopoo's the name of the company. Drag is the name of the mod. But it's a very two-sided thing. So this side's quite nice, but it's almost like drawn on with a pen. It's like the prison tattoo of engraving.
Is it sort of edged in there, but very lightly?
It's what's it? I think it's not lasered on. Right. I don't know. It just feels you have to sort of hold it a certain way to see it. It's very strange, and it's such a contrast as well. That that to that. It's got, but having said that, it's got. I'm not sure about the name of the company. They could possibly rework that, but the actual mod's not that bad actually. It's a much more sensible mod than the company name.
That would be a hard one to miss, wouldn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah. Name.
Yeah. And on top of that, I've got the Druga RDA from Og Vape, which is kind of, it's a 2-post goon, really. In a nutshell. 20 quid though. I'll tell you what, this is a nice little tip. Everyone's paying 15 quid for an Ultim Goon tip. You can get this RDA that comes with an Ultim Goon tip for 20 quid.
Frozen piss.
Stabilized pish.
Yeah, I agree with that to a certain extent, but it is a no-brainer price-wise.
No.
I'm actually warming to the Ultim now, to be honest. I don't mind it.
On the right mod, it looks nice actually.
No.
I don't know. I've had one thing, which was the tip on the pancake, and that was it. I just never bothered with it. Don't like it.
I haven't really had enough time to have a go with this Voopoo because it's the Gene chip, which is an American board. But they do call it the Gene chip though, Rick. So I'm.
I know, there's loads. Even Yeehee called their boards chips.
Yes, funny one. So it's
like
got
a DNA. So it's a DNA copy, really, is it?
A bit, but it's got some bonus features that I haven't had a chance to have a go on yet. It's got super vape mode.
And it works.
Super vape. What the fuck, super vape mode?
I don't know yet.
Press it.
Does it make you fly?
Yeah, and Rick will go over his more, I think, because everyone's seen mine a bit already, but still absolutely loving this.
The very beautiful Dacus mod.
Dacus, yeah, abstract mods.
The button makes it, doesn't it? It's amazing.
Yeah, oh yeah, I'm obsessed with it.
It's a gorgeous mod, and then that button just makes it wicked.
Someone asked me if it spins, and I can confirm now live it does not spin.
Oh, mine does. Mine's a spinning button.
Maybe it's.
Sorry, I was just going to quickly jump in to say, because I completely forgot to say that Andrew Baker dropped off a Ghost Ship glass for me at work today. He works for Adnams, and he came in to give me a Ghost Ship glass and an Adnams bottle opener, and that was really cool. Thank you, Andrew.
He came to give you your commission.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just backing the truck up. Keep coming.
Now, Rick, I want to see a on-air demonstration of super vape mode or whatever it is.
I know. I'll try and figure it out while everything's going on. Gus, what are you vaping on? What do you have for your? What time is it there? Yeah. What have you had for dinner?
It's the exact same time as it is with you. We are on the same. We're on GMT. I'll do the dinner a bit later because that was a competition.
We're not on GMT, you fucking Portuguese person. We're on BST now.
No, it's still your Greenwich Mean Time. What the fuck? Who changed it to British Standard Time then? Who decided that was a good idea?
It was for the farmers, wasn't it?
For fuck's sake. It's Greenwich Mean Time. If it ain't broken, don't fix it. It's GMT.
Exactly. Well, first up, I'm on my Limelight freehand with a 22mm Rick. Hellfire Sidewinder short crank. I don't know exactly which one it is. And then I've got RY Whore, which is one of my favourite tobaccos these days. And this, my back is black with a Hellfire Viper, which is a proper size eye. I have
about 5 watts.
It's just a straight neck, but it's a 1-ohm coil. So any maths geniuses out there want to work out
about 10 or 15
numbers there,
probably
something like that. And then I've got Vaping King Slime, which is available from our website that John works for, justadnet.co.uk.
And Vaping King as well. Let's not
yes, and Vaping King.
But,
yep.
Yeah. But I don't think it ships to Portugal.
It doesn't ship to Portugal.
That was the only reason.
That's why I was so overjoyed when Just Adnet got it in. And I've got my wee Ice Cream Man box here, which has Ice Cream Man's.
Is that one of Russell's boxes?
Yes, it is.
And you've got a nice 510 in that, I can see, Gus.
It's actually Mod Maker through and through here. It's got the Mod Maker 510 and one of the new Mod Maker bottles which I received today, which are the Doug's Boss, really. They tick all the boxes. They don't leak. They're nicely available. They've got a knurled top cap, so you don't have to get a bloody rubber glove to try and get the cap back on. And they seal properly. They don't leak. So, win. And that's about it. I did build a Mulciber earlier on a Kanga drip box, and I put a Clapton coil in it because there was some Claptons with my wife's Pico squeeze. And I can confirm live on air that Clapton coils are shite.
They're only shot in that little atty. It's gonna get hot in that.
It's a 22mm atty.
Yeah, but the size of it is no height to it. There's no space for it to cool down.
God, here we go. Nonsense. It's rubbish. And I'm drinking water.
Yeah, you're taking breaks. Yeah.
That's the thing, isn't it, with the 40mm atties? All these temperature coefficiency models, they don't factor in size of atomizer, do they?
Exactly.
They don't actually, do they? They really should, though.
Yeah, they should, big time. Because there's a definite logic to shrinking the atomizer to increase the intensity.
Yeah. When you take it down to that pancake by Oman Mods, if you put Claptons in that, you'd burn your fucking hand off. It'd be. There's nothing, it's just coil air.
One of the tastiest tanks I ever had was the Typhoon GS.
Yeah, that was a great tasty atty. That was
incredible. It was coil surrounded by metal. It was just perfect.
Mm.
I like
not a looker, if I remember correctly.
No, it wasn't. Nothing was then, though.
It was a bit of a fugly fucking thing.
It was worse than a serpent, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But anyway,
I'm on a squeaky chair as well, so. But
we're not picking out. That's all right.
No, you're just farting.
Rick,
you wouldn't know about that.
It's all those veggies.
That's that. Oh, I forgot about my dinner.
Oh yeah, go on.
So on the group, I put up a question for you'd win a prize from justadnick.co.uk, and it was what was I going to have for my dinner tonight. And I thought because I'm a tree-hugging hippie that nobody would get it right. We've got the usual tofu and all that kind of nonsense. But straight away, second entry, Ryan Gray, he was in there like the swimwear with macaroni cheese. So, Ryan, if you drop me a PM and we'll list a couple of things you want from Just Add Nick, didn't take the piss. I'll get it ordered for you and get it shipped up to you. So well done, Ryan.
Great. Good stuff.
Right.
Right. What do you want to know?
What have you been? How's your week been? What did you have for dinner?
Okay. My week has been.
Whoa! When was the last time you played table tennis? And what are you vaping on?
Okay, right. My week has been different because the kids are off for half term. I've been.
Oh fuck! You must have died on Monday.
No, they're no bother. The kids. No, they're no bother at all. They get up, make their breakfast. I'll get on with a bit of work in the garage. And Annie went in, and I did bits here. So that's sort of been what it's been like all week. I popped down for a couple of hours here and there, but so it's been a quite an easy week for me, and a short week because we're obviously not in Friday and Monday. So nice weekend coming. Yeah. What did I have for tea? I had wraps with chili con carne in the wraps.
Nice.
So I don't know what you'd call that. It's not what you usually would put in a wrap, is it? But we quite like chili in a wrap.
We do that though. Yeah, we do that.
Chili fajita.
We dig that. What else? What was the other one? When did last time I played table tennis? About 5 years ago, actually. I went to a trendy pub in London and they had a table tennis table.
What?
Yeah. And
they do that up here now.
Fuck off. Where's the dartboard?
Huh?
Fucking table tennis in a fucking pub.
No, you go in a hipster pub, they have table tennis. So, that's the last time I played. What am I vaping on? Right, let's start. All right. Again, I'm going to thank Chris Scott again for this mod because this kept me going all weekend. This squonker.
It was quite the attraction of the show as well. People kept wanting to have a feel.
Oh, mate, it just works properly. I mean, I got fed up with the Goon LP on top, so I've got to thank Mr. Robson for bringing me a squonk pin that I promptly put into the Goon 24. Excuse me, because the LP just wasn't cutting it for me, really. So, yeah, that's been on there since, and that's just pucker. It works great. Really good. And in that, what am I vaping? Oh, yeah. I'm vaping something from the lovely Stuart at Wicklicker. We went up there. He gave us all one of these 100ml bottles of.
He did. Thank you so much, Stuart. He's so lovely as well.
Comes in a tube and everything. And yeah, I've got to tell you, if you want one of those, 20 notes he's selling those for on Wicklicker.
20 quid, yeah.
20 quid for 100ml of Wicklicker, which is brilliant juice. So yeah, get over there. They're limited edition. I don't know what that means, how long he'll have them for, but can't go wrong. 20 quid for a premium juice, 100ml of it. Spot on. What else? Right, I've got the Cleto on a PWM mod. And in that, yeah, we got chatting to some French juice distributors, didn't we, at Jam? And they gave us some juices to try. And at the moment, in that, I've got mango blackcurrant, which is blooming lovely. Ooh. It's glorious. I've ripped through the mango, the horny mango. I've gone through 2 bottles of that in half an hour. It's only 10 mils.
That horny mango is legit.
Horny mango is legit. Yeah, it's a mentholy mango. But this is a mentholy mango as well with a bit of blackcurrant, so it's just as good. And that's ripping away on there. Finally, right, I've been so spoilt this week, or last week, should I say. With Chris giving me that mod on Thursday, we went to VapeJam and we saw Mike Dacus. And Mike, we love you, Mike. Like John said, everybody wants to be like Mike.
Yeah.
Lovely fella, really nice. Enjoyed spending some time with him, and he gave me this beauty of a mod.
Something else.
Those up-down buttons underneath. Look at it. There's no gaps on this at all. Up-down buttons made of stabilised wood.
Matching.
Yeah, and the button spins. And the star plat board in there.
I really like the star plat board.
Stunning.
It really is. I can't see a gap in it. I can't fault it. I've been using it all week. It's great, and I'm so appreciative, Mike. It's brilliant. Thank you ever so much.
Can I see the side of that mod again, Rick?
The what of it?
Just the side. I'll tell you, that is bloody nice. That.
There's a dolphin
that's
there.
Nice. See, that's nice. No, that's
really natural look to it.
That's proper nice.
Jumping out the sea, look.
Because we've all, like me, Richard and Rick, have all got Aerodacus mods now. And
underneath of that, there's no gaps. There's not.
They're gorgeous. And Richard said it on his vlog earlier, which is they're not made of unobtainium. Have a word with Abstract Mods, Mike Dacus, and if you fancy one, get yourself one.
Does he make smokers?
I don't think he has.
Thinking about it.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, he is thinking about it.
He's thinking about it.
But I got home. Obviously, I didn't use it up there at the weekend. I didn't have the ASSI for it, but I got home and put the Cthulhu Gaia on top of it.
Yeah,
and it's
maxi.
I've fallen in love with this tank. I thought it was all right when I first got it, but it's just like all the others. It gets put to the side and you forget you've got it. Well, I got home and thought, well, that's about the right size. It's got a 25mm 510 on here, so I'll put a 24mm Atty on there, and I put in some more French juice. Oh, I don't know where it's from actually, but off the French guys, which is a strawberry mixer, and it's a menthol strawberry.
Okay.
So it's more of a tank juice than a dripping juice because it'll knock your head off, ripping hard on it. But I've got it in there, and it's blooming glorious. Really, really nice. 0.4 build at 45 watts. It's super tasty. So yeah, mainly on the wood this week. Look at that. I'm lucky, very lucky, and I appreciate it. Everyone who gave me these.
They're gorgeous. Yeah,
I do like that.
Chris,
that spot hits properly, mate. Really does. I mean, 2 batches parallel, MOSFET in there.
Yeah.
See, you know, I'm custom. I'm a big lad with quite small wanking spanners, so that mod might be a bit too big for my hands, like so.
Oh no, it's tiny.
Oh, it's tiny. Look.
It's
Look at it.
tiny.
It's like you don't hold that spare battery, you just hold that bit, which is...
I was blown away by it at Jam. Kicks like a Japanese mule.
There's the Pico. Like there's the Pico next to it. So it really isn't much bigger.
Oh, that is, and it's fully mech.
No, it's got a MOSFET on it.
Nah, it's bloody nice, that.
Yeah, I'm well happy with it. Yeah, it hasn't been out of my hand since I got it. So,
Yep. Two British
hands full of wood. You'd be pleased to hear. I've had wood in my hands all week.
Two proper British mod makers. So proper ones.
Absolutely, yeah.
Rick's two mods at Jam were just the quality just shines, doesn't it?
And I will say they kind of really sing of Rick as well, because there's no purple and blue and fucking look like a bowling ball.
Oh.
I mean, I think hybrid wood's got its place when it's the right colours, but there are some bad colours out there, aren't there?
There are.
Just chuck a load of colours in that they've got left, and
we all know you don't like them as well. So it's fun.
No, I'd rather have real, just normal wood colour personally.
On that note as well, Eddie was at Jam, wasn't he?
He was Eddie.
He's a top bloke. You forget, don't you? The people that you don't speak to that often.
No, he nearly licked me out of the corner of my eye. I saw Eddie, and I looked at him, and then Craig went, "Don't." And then he went, "Yeah, I had the confidence, I've lost it." And then he sat down.
Eddie does make a great mod. I mean, as you got one the other day, John, you've had one before, but look, that's fantastic as well.
I was going to say, not only did I...
Eddie's great. I love Eddie.
Yeah, not only did I have one, but Luke Sinclair gave us an 18500 to give away at Jam, which we gave away, and Mark Ski won it. And yeah, you had to find Eddie and take a picture with Eddie. Though it was quite funny because me and Eddie both decided to go outside at the same time, so we were actually 3 yards away from each other.
I'm just surprised. Sorry, John. I'm just surprised Mark managed to win it. You know, I mean, he's got his feet up all the time. How could he went and find someone?
He's great at all these events. I just want to say thank you to Luke for doing that.
I do actually have to give another thank out because that wasn't the only gift I got at Jam. Our Cypriot friend George came all the way over to Jam with his girlfriend or wife. I'm not sure actually.
Oh yeah.
To come and meet us guys, and he gave me a box to build a mod in.
Yeah,
one of his boxes.
It's on the
with the Ideal Home show on it. Look at
that. When was he there?
He was in the pub.
He was in the pub.
In the show. Yeah. So thank you ever so much for that. I will mod it when I get a chance. I just haven't had a lot of time lately, but yeah, that's what's good about Jam. He rocked up all the way from Cyprus for the weekend, had a few beers with us in the evening, both evenings, and yeah, it was a friendly thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, and I will say one of the other things I really liked, because I'm a lazy sod and I generally would sit in the bar, and I sat in the bar area, and loads of people had the balls to come up on their own. Come up to Jam on their own. There's a lot of people kind of think, I don't want to go because I've got, my wife doesn't vape, or my other half doesn't vape, or my mates don't vape. And they just rocked up on their own and then came over, and we all say the same thing, which is grab a chair, sit down. You don't need to stand on ceremony. Sit down.
I can see why someone might be nervy if they haven't done it before, but you really can turn up to these events on your own, and you're not on your own.
No. Absolutely not.
No.
And all balls to the people who have been up there before and seen us from a distance and not come and sat. And then this time they did. They went, fuck it. I'm going to give it my best and come and sat down. So it was really cool. We're going on to news.
Yeah, we'll get on to Jam a bit later, won't we?
We'll do more Jam. Yeah.
Go on then, John.
Yeah.
Take us away with some.
Okie dokie. I've got the first bit. I'm just going to mention this really quickly, which is we have got a new staff member at Just Add Nick. Who's called Eva, who works with me every day. Eva, and she's so a lot of the time she's packing stuff, and I'm scribbling on it. But and Eva's doing the packing. So everyone add a little note to Eva.
Eva.
Go for your life. If you want to play.
Is this Eva who came to Jam?
No, that wasn't Eva. Didn't come to Jam. Becky from Colchester came to Jam. Graham came to Jam, who's the area manager for the vaping emporium. Felix there in Colchester, and Luke came to Jam, who gave us the name.
Luke, yeah.
And Simon, my boss, came to Jam as well. But Eva is the newest staff member at Just Had Nick. Talking about Just Had Nick, I've literally this evening been talking to Dean at Coil Vapes, and the package is ready to dispatch. I'm saying this because I get about 20 messages a week. Dispatch. And I'm going to say this on the show, and then I will page next week, just as a little thing for everybody. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to be a polite business person and not a wanker. Say this in my normal wanker way. We're going to limit what people can order, not to a stupid extent. You know, you'll be able to buy a month's supply of liquid from the Coil Vapes range. But if you think you're going to buy the liquid off us, mix it up yourself and sell it down the market, or sell it in your shop in France, or sell it in your shop in Germany. And so when I put it on there, you order 50 bottles of concentrate. Your surprise will be 8 hours later when I get into work, refund the transaction, and send nothing. That's what'll happen. I'm gonna post that on Facebook on the Facebook page as well. I won't send anything. So it won't be stupid. So if somebody wants to order 5 kits, we'll do that. And if you want to order 10 mils of this one, because I know it's really popular. People have been flipping it for mods and stuff, but happy to send somebody 10 bottles, which is enough to make. How much is that? That's to make 500 mils.
Half a litre.
E-liquid. That's enough to be reasonable. And then we're going to do it. As I said the other day on the Just Had Nick page, there will be no pre-sale. I don't sell anything unless it's in front of me. And when it's gone, it's gone. But if you make a massive order, expect it to be cancelled, because I will cancel it when I get it and reverse the transaction. That was just me, but just a little bit of business, just to tell people that that's not going to happen.
I was going to have about a litre of that stuff.
Yeah, well, that's 500 mils. We'll place another order straight away. You can do it again. That's per flavour though. You can get 10 mils of this one. 10 bottles of this one, and then you can get some grasshopper, or there's a lemon meringue one which is called Limonzilla, which is the best lemon meringue I've ever tried. It's absolutely bang on. Because it's from New Orleans, there's this really great thing where they've got the French influence in there as well. Because the French, they know what custard is. If you're ever looking for an American who actually knows what custard tastes like, New Orleans is where you want to be. They actually know what it tastes like. Just a quick note, because I've seen this a few times, a really weird thing that I've said. I'm just going to say this. Knocking vape events you're not at. It's a really weird thing. It's like little kids who have been at a birthday party. You knock every vape convention, plus you don't count. You know, if you're a kid and you weren't invited to little Jimmy's party, and then on Monday you went, shit, anyway, I didn't want to go. My party's way better. Chill out. Just fucking hell. What the fuck are you doing?
I don't see what anyone has got to say about it being. I mean, it's an event, it's a market. There's people selling stuff. It's everything else that makes it a better time. It's not really, it's the people there, isn't it? Really, for us, for me anyway. I mean,
certainly, yeah. Every single time. The reason we go. I've got work to do on Friday, but the reason we do this every time, and we bundle in the car and we drive to these places or get to these places, because none of them I would say are close. London's the closest for me, but it's still an hour and 45 minutes, and Birmingham's next, which is 3 hours, and the VapeJam's like 5 hours or something stupid.
Vape Fest.
And the reason Vape Fest, the reason we do these things is because we really like seeing people. It's really good fun. And then when you see the whingers who weren't there the next day, it's fucking bored. Shut up. Get a life. Stop moaning about stuff. It's not really news, but it is a bit, because this is about closed systems. I keep seeing something. I will. Because I tried some at Jam. One of the things I thought I'd do is try some of the closed system vapes that are now becoming more prolific in the UK market, and I'm using this I'm using these words in an illustrative way. I don't mean it. So when I say high-end vapors, you know what I mean. So people who I think should know the difference between what's decent and what's not. So the people I see using Hurricanes every day, or like you, Rick, using the Goon, or Gus, his Hellfires and stuff like that. You should know what the difference in a decent vape and a load of shit. And so anyway, so when I was at Jam, I made sure I tried the Pulse, which is by Infinite. Is that what they're called? Is that right? Somebody correct me. But anyway, it's a closed system. Well, it's a closed system that you can refill yourself. So that was the Pulse. I tried the Bow, and I tried the Jewel. I actually tried Ruby's Jewel because she had it in her hand. Just take it from as if I'm going to review them. I'm not, because they're all exactly the same. Wins for one reason, that makes it that kicks it out of the competition as well. Ruby passed me her Jewel, which has got 52 milligram Nick salt liquid in it, in a 2 ml tank. I think it was mint flavour, and you can't buy 52 milligram in the UK. The maximum you can buy is 20 milligram. A few people have, and that's the point of Nick salt, is that you can reduce the throat hit so that something small and compact like that and get a decent hit off it, and you could take something really small out with you and have a couple of drags on it, and you're out down the pub, and you won't have to keep going outside if you can't like indoors. But the Pulse and the Bow are exactly it's the same vape, and the Jewel, if you put the liquids that were in the Pulse and the Bow, they're exactly the same vape. The reason they're the same vapes is because it's not new. It's not new technology. It's exactly the same as the same as the C5, C4. It's exactly the same. I mean, okay, there's a bit of cotton in there, not silica. It's exactly the same as what I quit on 5 years ago, which is an Ego T. And at the time, you could buy capsules for those as well. And the point was, because I was trying to think of what summed this up, and I remembered a really good saying. So, and the saying that sums up closed systems is, if it looks like a duck, swims like a duck, and quacks like a duck, it's probably a fucking duck.
Yeah.
As responsible, as people who know better, as vapors who I know have got a lot of experience in this crazy world, stop telling people it's brilliant, because people are going out and spending money, and I know everybody's going, it's only 25 quid. It's 25 quid for the fucking useless twatty little tiny battery and the fucking twatty little pod you get free with it, and you sometimes get a spare twatty one free with it as well. And then you have to buy refills, and they're 12 quid or something like that for 3, or if you use the Jewel, they're at 25 quid. 25 quid for 10 ml of e-liquid. You're a fucking mug. In a month, it's going to cost you a bomb. And if you're vaping 10 milligram, you'd never even feel it. To me, it's a load of shit. Unless we had Nick salts in the UK, which we haven't, and we won't have them. I know people because some people have tried to correct me and tell me that, because Element are doing it as well. They're jumping on the Nick salt bandwagon and saying, "Oh, we've got Nick salts." You have, but you fucking haven't, because they're only 20 milligram max. So you've taken away the entire point of it. So I know it's a bit of a rant, but I went out on purpose to try these things to see if they were as every single device that's existed in the last 5 years, and they are. There's not. How can you make heating up some nichrome wire around a little pissy wick any better? You can't. It's not possible. Sorry, but that's my rant.
No, I'm with you on it. I'm with you on it totally.
Yeah, I mean, not my bag. I tried a 12 milligram Bow, and it was sort of equivalent to having a 3 milligram normal vape for me, but didn't have the flavour there.
No, and that's the people saying, "Oh, the flavour's brilliant." You think, I know you know better than that. You know,
people are posting up underneath, like someone doing a hand check with a closed system. Underneath someone's someone replying with an 18500 mech, like a Hellfire or MCR or whatever, and a K-Fun light with a Stumpy cap on, and it's like the same length, and it's an awesome vape.
Yeah. Frank, I will say, Frank Higgins is the king of doing that. People saying, "Oh, check out my pocket vape," and Frank's like, "Fuck, look at that," because he's won. He's just fucking won because
that's a gorgeous mouth to lung vape.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
Yeah, I've got that wee bastard. You know, that's absolutely tiny.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, it's a nuts, isn't it?
Yeah,
yeah. I just think we know better. If you know better, don't guide people down this path. I think it's fucking mean.
Yeah. I think they've got their place for people who want to give up smoking and they want that same, because you don't get it off of a cigarette, to be honest, do you? I don't know.
No, well, you say that, but I was when I was working last week, somebody came in with a bow that someone had bought her to help her quit smoking, and it was 18 milligram bow, and she'd come in to get rid of it, to swap it for something else, because she said that the battery kept running out. This is because the problem, that's real world use. The battery kept running out, so it's exactly the same as when we all went to Ego Teas and stuff. She said, "Oh, the battery keeps running out." And how much are these little things? She held out a pod, and she said, because I checked on the internet earlier, and they were like 12 quid. And you know, in a normal vape shop, you can get 30 mils for $9.99.
Yeah,
load of shit. Sorry for that mood, but I thought I'm going to try these systems, see if they do blow me away. And Ruby's Dual One because it got the liquid that made it win.
Yeah,
that's life. Richard.
Okay. So, I've just noticed Craig's put all his stuff in mine. Okay, so
I did that. Sorry.
It's talking point. This came straight after Jam as well, but nothing to do with Jam at all, but sort of came as a discussion point right across Facebook this week. And it was partly because of a video by, I can't remember which Quango it was, but one of these private public health authorities did a sort of almost a viral video going into vape shops and sending someone in posing as a non-smoker, non-vapor to buy vape gear. And 8 out of the 10 shops sold them vape gear or something. And I just thought, as a talking point, just go around, just wondering what how everyone feels about non-smokers, non-vapors having a vape.
Who wants to go first?
Yeah, Gus, what are your thoughts?
I don't care a toss, to be honest. We're adults, I can walk into a pub and, you know, I can walk into a pub having never drank before in my life and ask the guy for a pint and a whiskey. You know, why not? Yes, maybe there should be some sort of, what's the word I'm looking for? Maybe the vendor should say, "Have you smoked before? What do you smoke?" Because that was the first thing I was ever asked when I went into a vape shop. What do you smoke just now? How much do you smoke? You know?
Yeah. There's due diligence, isn't there? I think it's very helpful.
There is, but to be honest, as long as you're over 18, who fucking cares?
I completely agree. I don't get it at all. I don't get, because a lot of people saying shame on these shops, you know, there's no responsibility, making us look bad. I just don't get that at all. Has anyone in their entire smoking career ever been stopped by the woman in Tesco's and said, "Are you sure you're making the right choice?"
No.
It's a load of bollocks, isn't it? It's nanny state bullshit that we don't want. We're fed up with it. You go in a pub, like Gus said, go in a pub, they're not going to ask you if you've ever drunk before.
No, I can walk into a shop here and buy a fucking chainsaw.
Yeah.
I've never used one in my life. I've never dropped a treat in my life. You know, I don't see what the problem is. Yeah, maybe there should be some sort of emphasis on the vendor to maybe try and say, well, why are you buying this if you don't smoke? But No.
But that's how people are. I just think people are allowed to make mistakes. That's fine. And if they want to vape, then vape. And it's better than smoking. They wouldn't get the same question in Tesco if they bought 20 pencils. So I've got no.
I saw another comparison, and it was so it was someone saying it's the equivalent of someone going into a coffee shop asking for a coffee. And it's actually take it one step back, because this is zero nicotine. So it's the equivalent of someone going into Starbucks and asking for a decaf, and the shop assistant saying, "Have you had a hot drink before?
Have you ever had this? Have you go and sit over there? We'll talk you through it. I'll try and talk you out of it. We've got milk. Do you want milk instead, maybe?"
The bottom line is a fucking adult can go and buy whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah.
If they fancy vaping and they never smoked before, fucking fair play to them.
Yeah.
I've had people who either gave up smoking years ago or who never smoked, who have said to me in a hushed whisper at conventions or whatever, said, "I didn't used to smoke, but I just quite like vaping." And they kind of say it quietly, and I always say, "I don't give a fuck, mate. Crack on. Do what you want." So
I'd rather they vape than smoke, to be honest.
Yeah, especially
definitely.
if they're already going down that path of they feel like they might either relapse into smoking after quitting for a while, or if they're just of that mindset that they want to try something like this. I'd rather they tried this than cigarettes.
It's the same mindset of the twats who think who think everyone's on a permanent step down program, which I get all the time. Like, what are you vaping? Oh, 12 milligram. Oh, if you try harder, you'll get to 6. Fuck are you on about? Fucking try harder, you dickhead. We're doing 5 years, and I got the hang of it. I just don't want to fucking vape fucking nothing.
It's also completely unpoliceable, because if you go into vape shop 1 and the guy says, do you vape or do you smoke? And you say no, and he says, well, get out. What's that person going to say in vape shop 2? They're going to say, yeah, I do smoke, I do vape. It's just
yeah, it's completely bollocks, isn't it? I was just trying to consider. It depends which country you're in as well. In the UK, you've got the right to refuse anybody service, but you don't in a lot of countries. So you probably end up getting fucked over by trading standards.
Yeah. To lighten the mood, I've got some new stuff. Rick, have you got your picture finger ready?
2 fucking whingy bastards. Next.
What are we looking at, Richard? What are we looking at?
New stuff.
New stuff. Okay.
I'll maybe just mute myself at this point, because this is normally when I'm watching the show, I start shouting at the screen going, "What the fuck is that?"
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Stay tuned. That's the exact reaction I'm expecting.
Okay. New stuff. Okay.
This is the Lassimo F4.
Amazing. I like the fireworks in the background more than the mod, I think.
Is this? Oh no, I don't know what board that is. That's not the 550 by Yeezy.
No, it's a good effort at copying it, though, isn't it?
It is, yeah. It's the same size screen, isn't it?
But it's a plus and minus. 4 18650s.
For fuck's sake!
Fuck it.
Lights up at the sides.
Doubles as a lighthouse.
360 watts. We need 500 at least. I mean, they're just fucking amateurs. 500 watts.
I'd like to know if that tank went up to 360.
What do you think of that then? I mean,
it's fucking big, isn't it?
It's garish,
not
isn't
a nano.
It's past the bubbly.
It's not a nano. That's it's to scale, and that firework display is the London Eye.
I thought it came from another planet, and that was the Stargate behind it. It's gold.
No, maybe it's running the Stargate with 360 watts. That's what it's doing.
Yeah,
it's from.
It's not got 18650. It runs on Naquada.
It's from Lassimo, who brought us the Snow Wolf. So they've got a glittering track record.
So it might kill you, is what you're trying to say. It could explode.
I'll flick through some more pics.
Yeah, if you got.
Oh, they're different ones actually.
I'm just seeing what chat says. It's chat.
No, that's a different one.
Chat have said. Schwartzy says, "Kill me if I ever hand check one of these." Just about sums up the mood. Go on, Rick. Next one.
Before batteries, I don't even think Daniel James Muddick could hand check that. Jesus, that must be huge.
This one's way smaller. It's got another big screen with a totally different menu, also from Lassimo. I'm assuming, looking at what they had written down, that it's a lipo.
It must be, yeah. It's
360 watts. It's got to be a lipo.
To get it in that size as well. But I don't even know if a 3S really goes that far. So maybe a 4S? I don't know.
Yeah, you think it'd need. Well, it depends on the amp limits of it. But
I don't know about everybody else, but I'm just chuffed it's got a puff counter because I don't buy mods without them anymore. I just want to know how many puffs I've had.
I don't actually mind the look of that, to be honest.
Yeah, and another colour.
Yeah, it's without the three. You just don't need 360 watts.
I mean,
it's a little bit plastic fantastic.
But that's a render, isn't it? So
I'm waiting. You've saved the best till last because the last one's a real fugly bastard. I think the first two are bad.
Yeah, it's really last one.
If that's got a lipo in it, and it's will give you 360, as Richard said, it would have to be a 4S. That would be a very small 4S battery in terms of capacity. You know?
Yeah, it'd probably be about, if that was a 4S, looking at the size of that, it'd probably be about 1,000 or maybe maximum 1,200 mAh.
How long would that give you at 360 watts?
Well, not long at all.
About 30 vapes.
But you could probably get it out of a 3S, is what I'm saying. If you know, depending on the C rating of the cells.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of those super technical long reviews, but that might be one definitely worthwhile having.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. It's quite a manageable size, and it can chuck out if you want it to. Yeah. Not bad.
Okay, next one. Oh, okay. So this is this doesn't say what it is, does it? But it is actually the Tesla 2/3. So Tesla had a Tesla 3, which had this pedometer, like the hexohms.
Pedometer? So tell you how far you've walked.
Sorry, yeah, potentiometer. And it had actually, he told me to always call it was it a pod? Anyway, pops. That was it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they had that, and then they had a Tesla 2, which is a similar sort of carry on, but without that was just pure unregulated. So this is sort of those two things mixed in with the idea behind the RX 2/3.
I'd hazard a guess and say this is probably a PWM mod of some sort.
Yeah.
Having a pot like that.
PWM, 3 batteries in series, and that's that. That'd be interesting.
I think they should call that the snapback killer. Definitely. That is what that's going to be, because Tesla they price themselves reasonably, so that's probably going to come in at what, 35 quid?
Yeah, something like that.
I reckon. So there's going to be plenty of people with their snapback blown off when they turn that up.
Have you done that, Rick? Have you built a 3 battery in series PWM?
Yes, I built 4 in series before with a PWM.
So there's a significant advantage to having an extra battery with that.
There will be, because you're never going to crank that up to 100% and have a low build in it. So you're putting less strain on the amp rating on the battery. So there's always an advantage to an extra cell. You get less voltage drop, you get less sag. I think that'd probably be a decent workhorse of a mod that, you know.
Yeah, I think in a certain crowd, I think that'll do quite well. That one.
If you put just for my brain, Rick, just because I'm not that technically savvy, but if you put like let's think, if you put one of those 8 parallel coil heads on that's like 0.02 on there and turn it to 100% and hit the button.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my
It's not going to be good. It's not going to be a pleasure to vape on.
Yeah, it's just that I kind of, you're a sensible person who knows what you're talking about. And if I get a mod, I don't even get them now, but if I was unsure, I'd always check with somebody. And
you'd build higher. You probably want to build slightly higher, but you could build low. You just have it turned right down.
I just think Tesla's a good price for market people and, you know, whatever else. And it only bothers me that sometimes the price stops the stupid, and I do think that.
What you have to realise with a mod like this, though, you may be able to turn it right down and have a 0.1 build in it, but you're still got to think of that 0.1 build as being like you're using a mech, because you are still fully discharging the batteries, even if it's only for a blip. It's still going to use the amp rating is going to come into play. So you really
snapback sticker off on it.
Ideally, you wouldn't want to go below 0.2 with something like that. If you were that way inclined that you wanted to keep your batteries cold, 0.15, 0.13, maybe down to 0.1, but it wouldn't. The batteries would warm up because you're just discharging them and turning them off quickly.
Yeah.
So it's still reaching full voltage of 3 batteries, so 12 volts, or a bit less when they run down, but. It's a lot of power for a very short amount of time.
I think it'd be a workhorse, like you say, Rick.
Yeah, stick a 0.2 to 1 ohm build in there, and you'll be good. You'll be golden.
Cool. Yeah. Is that all of them, Rick? Yeah. Then on to you, mate. Unless Gus, you've got a tidbit.
Yeah, I did have a news story. I don't know if you can actually show it.
Oh, it's in that chat, Rick. If you can pull that link up.
Yeah, basically it's got a great headline: warning, new laws on vaping threaten 2-year prison sentences. You know, going back to the days when people on forums thought you'd be billy clubbed by the fuzz walking down the road with something that wasn't TPD compliant. It's in the Dundee Telegraph, which tells you all, because I mean Dundee only got fired a few weeks ago. I mean, if you don't know what Dundee's like, it's pretty much the Derby of Scotland. It's a shithole. That's not real. I do like Dundee. But then it goes on to say that it's about people who's selling it. So, you know, instant clickbait title on it. You know, people thinking that they may get jailed for it. Then they've not even done their own bloody research. The Plymouth Herald spoke to somebody. Now, Plymouth's about 600 miles away from Dundee, so I don't know what the upturn is. But, you know, it just goes on to say, oh, cigarettes and e-liquids must be registered with Medicines and Healthcare Products Regulatory Agency before they can be sold. You know?
Misinformation and a load of bollocks. Just vape. It's all right.
I just love the heading. Warning, new laws on vaping threaten 2-year prison sentences.
That is that is perfect for sort of Nan sat there doing the knitting, and
exactly.
And then the grandson comes around and he says, and he takes a little drag on his like CE5, and then his Nan goes, "You do know you'll get arrested, don't you?" Sorry, what's that, Nan? You'll be arrested. Do that again.
So what's the crime? What are they alleging in the article?
If they're talking about breaking the TPD, that a vapor get 2 years, and then in the sub headline just underneath us, they go against their own fucking headline by saying the seller is breaking the law, which is totally true.
So it's a completely ambiguous headline. You know,
they go headline, and then the sub headline is "We're lying." It's amazing. Yeah. It's like kind of Tony Blair's a paedophile. Well, he isn't a paedophile, but. Yeah,
it's a clickbait headline, isn't it? Basically.
It's a clickbait headline.
But I've got to thank the reason why I saw that was Fizz Yan, one of the guys who you'll see about the groups. He commented on it.
He's a stencil artist, this Fizz. It's a very good one.
Yes, yeah, and his work is just phenomenal. Absolutely. It really is.
He's donated stuff. Good guy.
He does belie the.
He's ginger, but I like him. It's weird. It's like.
Yeah, I mean. He's got a proper beard just now. I mean, it does look like he could handle himself with his beard. You know, without his beard, he looks like the villain from the first Dirty Harry movie. But no, I saw that, and you know, as usual, people in the comments, you know, oh, just ban it. Why don't you just stop smoking? You know, well, why don't you just fuck off? You know, it's nonsense.
There's loads of bollocks. There's so much bollocks in the news. I've got a couple of stupid ones this week as well. Right, what's the headline? Naples man injured by possible e-cig explosion. There's this guy in the States. A battery basically went off in his pocket. But But the funny thing, it falls apart when you read further down in it. I read down in the article further, and his name's Hildreth. Whatever sort. He's from. I don't know. That doesn't sound. That sounds almost Scottish, actually. Hildreth.
Steady.
What is that name? He says Hildreth and his wife were minutes away from boarding when the explosion went off. In his pocket, it torched his hand and leg. He still had the charred receipts he was carrying that night, plus his e-cigarette. It still functions, Hildreth said. So the e-cig exploded, but it still functions. So, battery.
So they just know that it gets hits, so they just put it up so it gets hits, don't they?
Yeah.
It is, yeah. It's sensationalising rubbish. There is another one that was maybe even slightly better, and they really fucked up here with the. I read it and thought, how can this actually be published? Right, a woman jumps out of a truck after her e-cigarette explodes, the police say. So yeah, her e-cig explodes. She's getting burnt in her car. She veers across 6 lanes. She jumps out and then her car hits a tree, and she gets hit by a truck in the car as well. Yeah, officials said the 20-year-old woman was leaving work at the Sweet Tomatoes restaurant near Southern Avenue and Dorsey Lane when the e-cigarette exploded in her lap. The truck was still moving, then veered across 6 lanes of traffic on Southern Avenue and crashed into a tree just feet from the front door of a townhouse. The young woman was also hit by the truck. Unfortunately, she suffered at least 2 broken hips.
At least 2.
At least 2 broken hips. That's the bit that stood out to me.
If she gets 3 broken hips, that's a new story.
Suffered at least 2 broken. I've got to tell John this. Come on, put your headphones in, John.
That sounds like something from the National Enquirer.
Yeah, John, you'll like this one. Can you hear us, John?
Yes.
He's muted. Okay, this woman burnt. Her e-cig explodes in her car. She veers across 6 lanes of traffic, jumps out of the truck, and it hits a tree. Unfortunately, she suffered from at least 2 broken hips.
It's nothing. You get a hug at vape fucking expo, you get 3 broken ribs. Fucking lucky. Bitch.
No, this is hips, John.
No, broken hips.
Hips. Oh, but 3.
At least 2 broken hips.
At least 2. Yeah.
At least 2. So maybe I don't know about anatomy. Have you got more than 2 hips?
No,
it depends. You can have.
Can you?
No, I was just joking.
No.
no.
Well, she suffered from at least 2 broken hips. Maybe they meant ribs. Actually, they might have meant ribs.
I'm worried about the doctor.
I will just say to the rest of the committee from VapeFest who are pissed because I called VapeFest VapeJam. Fuck off. They sending me messages going, can't believe a committee member called it VapeFest. Fucking VapeJam. Fucking.
Yeah, bollocks.
Yeah,
Yeah, so she suffered 2nd-degree burns on her legs and thigh area and road rash on her arms and back. But I'd be more concerned about having at least 2 broken hips myself.
How'd you get road rash? Because she kind of rolled out of the car like a sort of action hero.
Yeah. Jumped out. She bailed out.
How's it went?
But no, I just thought that was not funny. I'm not going to say it's funny, but
no, it's funny. It is funny.
Yeah, it's funny. Yeah. Well, that's all the clickbait news I've got this week. So, Richard, it's that time for Troll of the Week.
The jingleless Troll of the Week.
Troll of the Week.
Troll of the Week.
I thought I would get topical.
Oh.
Topical trolling. Tonight is all about the United Airlines.
Yeah.
They're fucking idiots for that, aren't they? They're getting it for that.
That is a nightmare.
I will say, that would never. When I was reading it, I was thinking the reason that would never happen in the UK ever because the other passengers would have kicked fuck out of them.
Yeah, if I saw that happening to someone, I would have jumped up and given the bloke a dig.
Yeah, I think they would have. I just think there's a British thing where they go, not on our fucking watch, and then got into it. Fucking done them. I really.
I think in Britain 4 people would have volunteered.
Yeah.
Yeah, good point. We wouldn't have wanted to cause some fuss. Yeah, of course. Yeah, fuck it.
You
Well, he
give me 800 quid and I'll stay in a hotel. Aye, no problem. Piece of cash, neither.
It wouldn't even cost that. Just a free bar would do it for the
He's
night.
going to get a packet, isn't he, this guy now?
Oh, he's...
They knocked
Yeah.
out 2 of his front teeth, which I didn't realise it was that serious. Fucking hell.
Oh, he was in bits, but they're now saying that he's got a sordid past and things like that, as if that's justification for it.
No, he
Slammed
hasn't.
fucking-
The doctor, he was a fucking stand-up citizen.
No, he's. I don't know if it was a.
No,
if
that's
it
me.
was just nonsense or not. Probably
That's
is,
me.
yeah.
The spin, man. Anyway, should we share the
Yeah.
troll?
These are the internet's reaction to the United Emirates Airlines. This is a Twitter account set up specifically for the purpose of enjoying the moment. He's posing as the fake CEO of United. If we cannot beat our competitors, we beat our customers. Next one. Welcome to United Flight 3411. We still need 3 more volunteers. It's from Killing Mockingbird. Is it what it's called?
I like that.
What's it called?
Kill a Mockingjay.
Hunger Games. Hunger Games. That's it. Yeah.
Hunger Games. Yeah.
That was good. Very good indeed. And then also movie related. Oh no, TV related.
Walking Dead.
Walking Dead related.
I keep missing these references. I've never seen Hunger Games. I've never seen Walking Dead. I've never seen.
The guy in The Walking Dead, spoiler alert if you're way behind, the guy at the top of the picture kills the guy at the bottom of the picture, who happens to be Chinese, of Chinese origin. Yeah, he randomly kills him with that baseball bat he's holding.
Negan, that's Negan at the top.
Yeah, they're all Negan.
Is that Andrew Lincoln guy?
He's in it. Yeah, he's in it.
Yeah, I can't believe he was in Teachers, which I quite liked.
Oh, I love Teachers.
Sidetrack.
He's a badass motherfucker. Negan at the top.
Yeah. So he smashed his head open. So that works out perfectly for this. Fly United, they said. It'll be fun, they said. So yeah, top work. And then last one, personal favourite, just because of the movie. Looks like the right week to quit working for United.
I get that one. An airplane.
Airplane, yeah. Fantastic.
Surely not.
I think
Stop calling me Shirley.
That's literally just before the guy says to him, "What do you make of this?" Is that right? He goes, "What do you make of this?" And he goes, "I can make a hat. I can make a plane." Amazing.
Rapunzel.
So yeah, I think that's as good as the internet gets when it responds to these sort of events.
For sure.
So, is it Mod Maker Showcase of the week?
Showcase of the week.
Is it that time? It's that time again, isn't it? It's that time. Mod Showcase of the week. All right, what have we got to show you this week? Okay, Royalty has made a mod. Vape Royalty. And I thought I'd show it to you all. And this royalty comes in the name of friend of the show, I Get You 69, Scott Bonner.
Oh,
Hey.
He made a mod, and I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was really good. So yeah, we're going to show you what Vape Royalty does in their spare time. And this is what Scott made.
Oh, what?
Oh, it was.
He made a little squonker.
so is that his first official attempt?
Well,
Well,
no,
apart from
no,
the
he
crap
made the shit box, didn't he? He made the shit box
The
once.
crap box. The shit box was,
Oh, the crap
was
box.
the clone. Crap box.
Oh, right, okay. He's made a couple of mods, but he's recently got
That
into
is brilliant.
playing with wood, hasn't he,
Yeah,
lately,
yeah.
with his lathe and things that he's got. And he made this its first real attempt at a squonker, I'd say. I mean, I think it's great.
Yeah.
That's absolutely fucking stunning.
It's great, isn't it?
Really
It's
is.
lovely. Really nice.
I love that it's all wood.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely, yeah. I think he did a cracking job. So,
What's the 510 in there? Right.
It looks like it's one of those MM510 squonk connectors in there. But, you know, what can you do? But yeah, he made that and it fits in his hand and I'm sure it works really well. So yeah, bang on, Scott. Really, really nice.
I think that must disappear in his hands because if Gus has got a small wank spanners, fucking, he's got shovels.
He's a big lad, Scott, isn't he?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's there. It looks great, and I think that's
a really nice, honest, lovely look.
I just love the wood on that. I think it's absolutely fucking lovely.
It is, isn't it? Yeah, really nice.
I'd only wish he'd hand make me a razor and a drip tip. Oh wait.
So yeah, good work, Mr. I get ya.
Yeah, nice work, Scott.
Yeah, that's all I've got to show you this week on Mod Showcase of the Week.
That's fine because it was a squonker and that's all good. It's proper.
Yeah, it is really good.
We should actually find out about squonking. We should take this opportunity to investigate squonking.
Well, I'm a fully fledged squonker now as well.
Yeah.
A quick thing, we will do squonking in a second. I promise we're not going to cut it or anything. I just wanted to say the news that I completely forgot because he confirmed while we were on the show, which is Dean from Coil Vapes, who runs Coil Vapes, is on the show live next Thursday at 9 PM only on the VapeJam, only on our YouTube channel. Dean from Coil Vapes.
Weren't we supposed to be asking Gus questions from Facebook?
Yes, we were.
Let's go to that now. Because we've got time.
Let's go. Now we're all searching for the
which thread is it?
Can I just do a quick follow-up?
Yeah, go for it.
I'm actually using that Mulciber wide open with the Claptons, and I'm probably going to go and batter my head off a wall for 10 minutes, but it's actually not too bad.
Yeah. If you can get enough power to a Clapton, it does the job, you know?
Get enough power, get enough air to it.
I'm getting a totally different flavour from my lemon sorbet because I've got it in that as well.
It is different, yeah.
It is. I don't know if I could do it properly, but
my favourite thing with the fancy coils is how well they clean up. They last so long because you just dry burn them and they're good to go again.
Well, I actually, having gone from mouth to lung and 20 watt vaping to 100 watt vaping, I'm pretty sure that your coils gunk up a lot quicker at lower wattage. If you're chucking real air and loads of power through.
While we're talking about coils, because we all just missed something, unless I missed you all saying it. Thank you very much, Shane Wiseman, who made us all a set of coils.
Yes, yeah, that's what I've got in here.
That's exactly what I've got in the dot mod. Dripper.
Yeah,
it's funny actually.
Shane's in the group if anyone wants some fancy coils and they don't want to make them themselves.
I didn't even know I was talking to him when we were there until I got home on Sunday that I realised who he was.
Yeah, no, he was in our hotel, so he was in the bar after.
Yeah, he was, yeah. And I saw him outside the show before I left as well.
Yeah,
didn't realise that was you, Shane. So, sorry, mate. Happy birthday for yesterday, I think.
Yeah, it was yesterday. Yeah.
Yeah, top man, nice coils.
We haven't even talked about jam yet, boys. We haven't even talked about jam.
Yeah, okay, we can do that. I've just found the right thread as well. So
some questions for Gus, then we'll finish on jam.
I'll do.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay. We'll finish on jam, as they say. It's loading. And do people really do mesh in Wales? That was from John Norris.
Only in the part of Wales called Bristol. Because I know my dad, John Frey, is from Bristol, and that's in Wales, and he's a proper mesh head. He's just a proper person. Frape is the legend.
He is. And Frape's coming to Vape Fest this year as well. He's bringing his son. Hey. So I think there's a reason to leave Portugal. You'd have to get a rowing boat or something to come over.
Yep.
On a scale of Dylan Thomas to Tom Jones, how Welsh are you?
I don't know. I don't think I've got any Welsh lineage in me because I don't fancy quadrupedal animals whose fur is used for making garments. I wouldn't say Welsh at all. I really wouldn't.
I think we've been led down the garden path here. One from a fellow Scotsman, Mr. Frank Higgins. I'm going to have to do this in an accent because it doesn't make any sense if I try it. So I'll do it in what my attempt at Scottish. I want to hear 3 reasons why Wiggies are superior to shady warmers from the East, and if money and height was no object, what would be the big man's perfect setup?
Right. Well, firstly, it's Ouija, as in Glaswegian.
Ouija's. Ah, right. I thought it was a food stuff.
I don't know if Funtime Frank means Glasgow people or Glasgow and its people, but I'm going to use Glasgow and its people. 3 reasons. 1, it's much easier to drive in Glasgow. You can get anywhere easily in a car. Edinburgh is a fucking shithole if you've got a car. And I know that. I lived in Edinburgh for 8 years before anyone has convulsions. 2, I think Glasgow, the banter in Glasgow is just much better. As you know, there's, when I lived in.
So shady warmers are from Edinburgh.
I've never heard that term before.
But it says shady warmers from the East. So.
I think it's just about our 2nd reason is the banter. Glasgow has the banter. Oh, the banter. Edinburgh doesn't,
Glasgow has the heroin as well, doesn't it?
No, Edinburgh was the heroin capital.
Oh, really?
You lost that as well.
As the banter says, I would rather go to a Glasgow stabbing than an Edinburgh wedding. And the main reason why I prefer Glasgow to Edinburgh is because you can go into a chip shop in Glasgow and get chips that are only covered with that brown, shitty, rusty arsewater sauce that Edinburgh folk put on their fucking chips. It's minky, it's terrible. It turns a bag of chips into a bag of fucking slugs, and it can fuck off.
But that's the reason.
Why is it not brown sauce? What is the brown sauce you're referring to, Gus?
It's like brown sauce with vinegar in it, but it's really runny. It's like liquid. There's no viscosity to it. I don't know if that's the right term. But it's. And
what would your perfect setup be?
I think I've actually got it. It's my Limelight, which I actually bought from Frank, and a Hellfire. Aye. But that's notwithstanding the wee ice cream man box. I absolutely adore this wee thing. I'm going to get another.
Love that. When Russell showed me the prototype, so it's wicked.
Yeah, they're really nice.
It's just a fuss-free little box.
There's a lot of backstabbing. There's been a lot of drama over Squonkland in the last 6 months.
Oh, fuck.
Things are being missed, and Russell's little boxes are fantastic. Really, really are. Have a word. Russell Hayward, if you want to go and find one. The ice cream man is the man.
Yeah. If you're thinking about buying a little mech squonk box, honestly, do yourself a favour and get one of these because, I got this second hand, and I think Russell saw that I'd bought it, and he PM'd me saying, if you get any troubles, just send it back to me and I'll fix it for you. That's proper customer service. So I think with these two, if I was to have no more mods than RTAs ever, I'd be quite happy with that.
I'm just skipping past the amount of people who think you're a nice bloke. There's a lot of people who think Gus is a nice bloke, all right? I'm not going to read them all. They just think you're a nice bloke. I made Gus an SV admin, so I've known Gus for fucking ages.
And you also kicked me off SV the very first time I ever came on.
That was the first time. It was the first discussion we ever had. Yeah, it was me telling you to calm down because there was a young lady on there. I totally agreed with Gus's sentiment, but I just wanted him to reel it in a bit because she was blowing nose and it was like diving top and stuff. And Gus was saying I kind of agreed that I'd got a job to do, but Gus was sort of kind of saying no one's looking at the ammo. I said, everyone's looking at your tits. Why don't you just get a proper job, kind of thing. And I was like, calm down. And I went, no, I'm gonna have to kick you out. And then I spoke to you about 3 days later, and I said, you know why I kicked you out? And you went, Yeah, all right. And then I let you back in. Yeah. It's funny, but that's how you get to know people. I've had fucking massive rows with people, and now they're mates. It's fine.
Yeah, me and Mark James Elliott didn't really get on before, and now
he said that. Yeah, he thought you were a massive cunt. He thinks you're all right.
I thought he was a sweaty Edinburgh bastard myself, like so. But no, I got great with him now.
Quick one from Lee Turner. How do you feel about Scotland's disappointing rugby squad during the Six Nations when England won?
One bad result in the games doesn't make the team bad. We had a shit game. We were beaten by a far, far, far superior team that day. I'll admit that, no problem. I thought it was a very successful season, and you can get it up, fucking up you.
That's good. You don't care. I'm not going to ask.
And we beat Wales.
The next one's politics and Mrs.
No, I'm not talking about politics.
Jimmy Frankie. We're not going to do that. Next one's politics. Not going to do that. Jason Land, if I told you had a beautiful body, would you hold it against me?
No, I'd stick the fucking heat in you.
Martin Vickery, who we all love, our nine-fingered friend. What is the bestest fight you've ever had?
Sparring, when I used to do Krav Maga, sparring with my old sparring partner, Brian, who was a 6'5" ex-squaddy, who was fucking nails. And we used to beat the shite out of each other. And it was great. But then I'll also say the first day's sparring I had when my now wife kicked me in the balls. And that's how I met her. She kicked my fucking nuts all the way up to my throat. So that probably is the best sparring I've had.
I have a thing where if anybody ever asks me how I met my wife, it's kind of a true story, but it's actually the second time I ever met my wife. I noticed what she was drinking, bought her a drink and said, "Hello, my name's John and I'm shit with women." And then I go, we've been together 13 years, it worked, fuck off. Someone said, "Are you allergic to nuts with a Z?" No.
No.
Got one?
Many. 4.
Many. Just trying to skip lots. What did you talk about politics for the show? That was obviously a joke. Ms. Nipples says, "What size are your tights?"
My tights. I'm trying to actually get a pair of like these people who do fucking CrossFit wear them. They're like full length tights for guys, meggings and whatever they're called, because they're really good for training in. And I've started training again in the last couple of days. And
oh, you've done that. That your charitable effort on SV with your workouts was fucking inspiring. It really was. There were days when you fucking murdered yourself. The day when I was cringing because, like, there you were. They were proper killer workouts. I don't know if anybody knows, but Gus did a thing where if he raised enough money, he'd do 10 videos. Was it 7 videos or 10 videos?
I can't remember. I had to actually cut it short because my wife, she had to go and get her hand sewn up. She cut her hand, so I had to do everything around the house for a number of days. And
he posted a video a day of workout they weren't workouts. They were like fucking strongman competitions daily.
They were my end to my workouts, my last 100 reps. I mean, the first time I done it was actually in UK Squonkers for the Dame Vera Lynn charity, what UKS support very, very well. And it was just a thing. But you know, I mean, I've actually started going to a personal trainer now to try and, because I'm a bit of a rotund lad. Let's put it that way. You know.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I do like helping charities. You know. That's.
I'm
looking forward to seeing your ass when you get a Welsh flag tattooed on it.
Yeah, how's that one going?
I don't know. I'm really not looking forward to that. You know. But if I do have to get I Love Wales tattooed on my arse, I'll get it done. Don't worry.
If you're a member of UK Squonkers, pop over, look at the charity they're doing at the moment, and if they raise enough money, Gus is going to definitely worth it.
Yeah.
Are we going to run into Jam now? I reckon. Richard, highlights of Jam. What were the best things you saw or did or whatever?
For me, it's always the same. Like I really like Jam because of the XL, and the bit that I like about the XL is the fact that there's a really nice pub just outside.
Yeah, with you on that. It's accessible. Everything's there.
You can pop in and out of the venue, and there's just this pub right on your doorstep. It was sunny last year. It was sunny this year. It was
really great. The location, it can't be beaten, I don't think, for just having hotel, event, pub in a triangle.
Yeah,
it's ideal. Ideally,
you park your car or you get off the train or whatever, and that's it. Everything you can do on foot for the next, 2 or 3 days.
And there's a multi-story there that you can book before you go. Book it, pull up, 3 nights, done.
Yeah, it's just the fact that it was really, really hot, really sunny, and you could just have good times in that beer garden. I suppose the most unique bit was just getting to chill out with Ruby, who is just like she is on camera.
She's a darling, and Josh, her husband, they're fantastic.
Yeah, Josh's a nice guy as well. But it would be so easy for them to be like so many people I've met that I've spoke to on the internet have turned out to be completely different in real life. But she's so nice, like unbelievably nice.
She needs to move over here.
And also, Ken from Twisted Messes. He was the absolutely chilled out, really nice guy, and he got this really dry sense of humour I really liked as well.
And Nick was a good lad as well. It was, Friday night me and Bryn went back to their hotel and we sat there for a couple of hours having a drink with them, and it was really good fun. All of them were really nice. Kyle from, I've got to give him a shout because we had a good long chat with him. Kyle from Native Wicks, spent a fair bit of time talking to him. Really nice lad. They're much friendlier this year than they were last year. I think it threw them a bit last year.
I think it did. Me and Simon went to Nick's birthday on Thursday. That's why I had to leave early at 10 o'clock and nip over, and gave him 15 Kinder Bueno bars, and he looked like a kid at Christmas. It was wicked. It was really fun.
Yeah, we did successfully manage to give them the British food stuffs as well.
Yeah,
that was good.
I think Ruby told me. I said to her, "What did the pastries make it?" And they ate them about 20 minutes after I gave them the bag. Her and Josh went back to the hotel and just murdered the pastries. I think we can't guarantee that Nick. Mr. Grim Green got much of the bag, but I asked her to guarantee that he did get some Jaffa cakes and try her best.
Yeah. To Ruby, coming from the Australian background, it was all just perfect for her. It was all nostalgia.
I think they were blown away a bit by how good because it's a bit disjointed over there at the moment. There's loads of conventions, loads of grief the industry's coming under. They came over to us. The community is a bit divided, isn't it, over there, really? It's but it's not here. We're still all friendly to each other, and I think Ruby was quite impressed by that.
Yeah, she was blown away even on B2B. There's a bit in the video, her vlog, when she's talking to you, Rick, because there's so many people, because she's never seen that many people. And I said to her, we're at the bar, and she said to me, "I'm so busy," and I said, "Tomorrow you won't be able to see the floor." And she said, "What do you mean?" I said, "You won't be able to see the floor. There'll be so many people in here. The carpet, you'll forget what colour the carpet is." And and it was crazy.
My negative's always the same as well. If we're doing the positive and negative thing, the music.
Oh, fuck! It did my head again.
For fuck's sake! And do you know what makes it twice as bad? That they allow stalls to play their own music.
That they should stop. I think that the central DJ bit.
Yeah.
Just for any jam organizer who are watching, just pipe that wherever you want, not as loud as you had it, tone it down a bit, and have a central DJ bit.
If they had
so
a
it's just
central,
one.
if there was just one track on, they would be able to pipe it down. They would be able to turn it down.
Because it's clashing and it's mental and everyone's got their own thing. There was one, I stood with Simon and we were looking at the stall, and just for a laugh, I asked Simon what the company was called. And up to now, I don't know what it was. I have no idea. They've got 3 video screens. They were playing like some load of shit. I only really like real music, so all I could hear was like, and on the screen it was like flashing a woman, and then it flashed something else, and it flashed, and I had no idea what the fuck they were selling. Fucking, I don't know. Could have gone over and got an enema. I don't know what it was.
They're still evolving. It's only their 3rd show. Expo have learnt from that, haven't they? I don't know if you've seen, but our friend Kelvin did an interview with the guy who runs Vapor Expo, and they're putting their quiet area into Expo this year. I forgot what they call it now.
The quiet area.
Yes, there is. Yeah. I say quiet. I've forgotten what they've called it now. They've got a name for it though. This area where it's going to be, the vendors aren't allowed noise down there or music down there.
But I will say, Jam had a really good plus, which is the stage area where they do the staging for the questions and answers section.
Vaporscape. There you go. Someone's told me in chat it's going to be called the Vaporscape.
When they'd got Nick off and did the talk and stuff, that was great. That really works. It was almost like Comic-Con where they were doing questions and answers. And I like that. So after Rick's question, we all exited stage left because we were all a little bit embarrassed, but it's funny.
Yeah. So that was my highs and lows.
I've got my one bad thing as well. I've got a bad thing. No Todd.
Yeah.
I miss Todd. One of my things about going to all these conventions is I fucking adore Mark Todd. And when he walks in, you go, hey!
Yeah, there were quite a lot of people that didn't come this year. I don't know why, really, but none of the TYV lot were there.
Yeah, really
Riyadh couldn't make it down, not for obvious reasons. He's a bit busy. Mark Todd.
None of VT UK got there. None.
Oh, James Seaward was there, but he's old VT.
James. But none of the VT UK. So no and Big Tom, no.
So there were a few people missing, which I don't really know why, really. But we had a good time.
We'd like to see.
Despite his geographical deficiencies, I would like to meet Mark Todd. It does seem like
Mark Todd, again, he is at VapeFest. So you've got Mark Todd and Frank. And Frank's coming, yeah. And
probably Scott will probably come to Fest as well. Probably.
Yeah, look at that. The I get to 69.
The grandmother, the Queen Mother, and the Godfather of vaping.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice just watching Todd get mobbed. Absolutely mobbed. It's like really heartwarming, isn't it?
Marsky just put Dave, that was the guy who was smoking a fag in the food court. Somebody was smoking at VapeJam.
Yeah, I saw that.
Who, Dave Dawn? Saw him there. We saw him up there sitting on his top with no one going into their stall.
Yeah, the new nicotine alliance that no one gives a shit about. It's a really good idea. Cheers, Dave. Thanks for coming. But overall, loved it. Absolutely loved it. It murdered me. I get older every year, and I get more knackered every year. But brilliant. I can't wait for the next one. Well, the highlight is I get to see Rick, Richard, and Craig, which is definitely
likewise.
Absolutely love that.
Yeah. What about your highlight? Are you done your highlights, John? What is your?
Yeah, I'm sorry. My highlight was just seeing. I love seeing everybody. I just really like seeing everybody, and it was a fucking delight to meet Ruby. Met Nick before, and it was great seeing Nick again, and it was really good seeing Kent. But yeah, Ruby was amazing because
meeting Mike as well for me.
Oh yes, yeah, I know Mike because he's. Well, I said goodbye to Mike.
Yeah, I was going to say that wasn't one for you all.
See you next week. I really like Mr. Dacus, but. Yeah, highlight. Meet Ruby was wicked, and totally as you said, Richard. we knew it already, but the camera turning on or the camera turning off doesn't change Ruby. When we're doing the shows, when we bring the camera up, that talking to for half an hour, and then after the show she stays exactly the same. So I think we all knew that Ruby's Ruby, and she was. She's fantastic.
Yeah,
Sorry.
she's great. I mean, she came up to me. She spotted me first on the Friday. She came up, and it was like, she's just bang on. She's such a nice person, and who cannot love Ruby? She's great. Yeah, she's brilliant. What else? Yeah, obviously enjoyed meeting everybody, but yeah, especially enjoyed meeting Mike Dacus. Fucking top fella. Someone I want to see more of. Hopefully see you up at Expo, Mike.
Mike's coming to every one, he reckons.
Good. And Mark Ski coming down as well. Mark Ski came down and stayed with Mr. Robson, and that was good to see them. And
always Mark Robson, yeah, wicked.
Yeah, I mean, you can't fit everybody in, but it was great seeing everybody that I met there. Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was a good weekend. We drank lots of beer. We were only in the show for 2 hours on the Saturday.
Were we really?
So that seems to be.
I always do that. I get in trouble for it. Kevin Magwood came down with Dave Clement, and it was a joy to see Kev because he hasn't been very well. And last time I saw him was at Jam last year. So and he made a post on SV the day, and I said, "Great to see you at the weekend." And he's the only person who told me to fuck off for trying to introduce himself again. He went, "You all right, John? It's Kev." And I went, "Fuck off! I know it's Kev because you're Kev, you fucking idiot."
Yeah. But there's loads of regular faces. I made Matt English was there. You remember Matt? I call him Baz now. That's his new name because I made a mistake and called him Barry because he looks like that other Barry who's on the show who's got a big long grey beard.
Yeah,
so,
Matt was good.
Didn't he win the 100-foot putt challenge at the Expo next month?
He did. He went up to the golf one and got 100 quid. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hungover as fucking won a 100-yard putt challenge.
Yeah, he won that.
Did he?
Yeah.
He won £100 off. He won £100 off golf rounds for the putt.
Because there's quite a few people might not realise. There's quite a few conventions on at the same time. There's a wedding fair, and there's a golf convention as well.
Some nice looking ladies at that wedding one.
I was trying to convince my wife to take off her wedding ring. I was going to take off mine and wander in and go, "We've got about 40 grand to spend. What cakes have you got?"
A really good meeting the governor Simon as well, John. That was nice. Thank him for a nice lunch actually on the Friday. That was a nice Friday.
Yeah, he wouldn't come on camera on the last time of the show. He was sat opposite me last time we did the show. He just doesn't do. Simon doesn't do cameras. Ever.
Nah, he doesn't like
thank you. Simon sorted out the apartment and paid for drinks and loads of stupid stuff. It's great, bloke.
Yeah,
he's in Centre Park at the moment, so he's not watching, but I'm sure I'll watch tomorrow.
Now the thing with Jam is I've heard actually very little about what was inside it, apart from the obvious butthurt that was going on and things like that. And everything else I've seen is people sitting, drinking, and nattering away at each other. You know.
That's 99,
really, isn't it? I think
that's if you've done it properly. If you went in, saw everything, and then went outside and had a pint, then you've done it.
Yeah.
Well, no, I mean, it had lots of vendors. It didn't have as many vendors as last year. I think that's probably because of the industry's up in the air a bit at the moment. But there was still a lot of vendors, and I think there was more hardware this year than there was last year. To be honest,
there was a lot of liquid. There was a couple missing that I was a bit miffed about, but it was fine. Like Vape Kitchen, who did all the conventions last year, and Glass, who did all the conventions last year, and Glass are e-liquid that they just knock it out of the park for me, and they weren't there, so I was a little bit gutted. And they do fucking 12 as well. I walk around these conventions and I don't get any liquid because 3 and 6 I just don't care. And if I do, well, I really wanted to try Lane Cove, so when I got it, I nicked it up, and the Wise Guys is great, and their new one as well, and they're going to nick it up, so it's 12 because I don't do 3 and 6. So yeah, it's no good for me.
Overall, I thought it was well organised for what it was.
I got no problem with it. I thought the ticketing system worked a lot better actually than it did the year before, when everyone was stood outside for hours.
I found the shortcut in on the Sunday though, rather than queuing.
Oh, they shut that.
I went to the toilet and then legged it through in the back.
Yeah, they shut it. I think after you legged it, they went, shut it. The bearded one's in. They pulled it. Right. Are we out of steam? I think we're out of steam. I think we're an hour and 50 minutes. They're probably.
Yeah, I think we're about there, aren't we?
Yeah.
So we've got. Where are we? We're just say everybody who hasn't done it. Go over to if you fancy meeting us and you fancy having a laugh. Excuse me. Come over to Expo, which is next month in Birmingham at the NEC, which is Friday the 26th, Saturday the 27th, and Sunday the 28th. We'll be out for a drink. Same again. We'll all be fucking old as shit by the end of this summer, and it's great fun.
We've got a chess update.
Oh, here we go.
So Craig drew.
Oh, okay.
The team won.
Oh,
Hey,
which means they are officially promoted. Whee.
fucking hell.
Upper league. I can sleep tonight.
But anyway,
Right.
Anyway.
thank you so much for coming on,
Join
Gus.
us. Thank you very much for being a substitute, Gus. I think you did very, very well.
That's
Here's Welshman.
absolutely. It's, hope I didn't swear too
We'll be
much
back.
for the more.
I don't think more enough. You need more cunts, fucks.
Yeah, I don't think you let it go enough, really. You were quite restrained, Gus.
Yeah, we'll make you our official fifth Omi.
You can blame the water for that one. You know,
Well, I'll have to get you on when you're drinking whiskey next time.
once Mars doesn't have two different postcodes because it's that big, I might have a drink when I'm next on the show. You know.
Yay. So next Thursday we're back at 9 PM with Dean from Coil Vapes and a load more shit. Thank you very much for watching.
Thank you, and catch you next Thursday.
Get up, you.
Bye.